To another exciting episode of Unraveling Intellectual Property with Michael Stein. Today, I am pleased to have Salome Valentin, who has been an intern here for the spring of 2026, and it's been a pleasure having you. Today's her last day, and combined with the last day here, she's graduating from university. Salome, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, of course. So I am, as you said, graduating today from the University of Bordeaux, France, where I spent 3 years studying English law, American law, and French law. And I did my last year at the University of California, Santa Cruz. And yeah, I'm now graduating from there. So
Congratulations.
thank you.
Today we are going to be talking about an interesting topic, and with you being from France, where geography and trademarks are extremely important, and I know you've done a lot of research, or at least some research in this area. We're going to be talking about geographical appellations.
Yes.
Okay, so what is that? It's not a phrase we use all the time here, even in the US.
Yeah, so basically, geographical indication are IP, so intellectual property rights that aim to protect a product name that is tied to a geographic origin. The goal is to protect the quality, the reputation, or the characteristics that come from that place. There are multiple types of geographical indication, which is the broad name for the rights. But we can think, for example, about the appellation of origin that is very strict regarding the right with specific rules and standards that we have to respect. One interesting thing that we can notice about geographical indication is that unlike trademarks or patents, for instance, they do not have only one owner that can be a company or an individual, for instance, but it's tied, it belongs to all the qualifying producers in that region.
Okay, now is this a worldwide thing? Is this strictly per
Yes,
country?
yes. So we have specific rights in the US and specific rights in Europe. Um, and so, yeah, that's why it creates a bit of conflict because sometimes it's not the same rights, and sometimes people in the US or companies in the US are trying to call by the names that are protected in Europe in the US. So that creates some kind of litigation.
Yeah, I think we're a little more open
Yes.
than the Europeans are, particularly, I believe, France and Italy, especially
Yeah.
with regard to wines, cheeses. But we'll get into the examples. I don't want to burst your bubble here. So you mentioned it's important because of the reputation, and I assume like some product that's specifically made in a certain location probably might have a little bit distinctive flavor or quality or purity or something along those lines. Is that
Yes,
correct?
exactly. So why it's important, I think three main things are the economic value. It protects the producers and it protects the consumers. For regarding the economic value, being qualified to call your sparkling wine, for instance, champagne, it sells 3 to 5 times more than a generic sparkling wine. So it creates more revenue for you. It also protects the producers from the free riders that are trying to use the same names to sell the products for the same price, and they do not respect the standards. It also protects the consumers because of this, because the quality and the authenticity are guaranteed. They know that if they pay a slightly higher price, it's because the product actually meets the difficult standard that I imposed on the producers.
You say a slightly higher price. I'm guessing for some products, it's probably a significantly higher price.
Yes, yes, champagne, for instance, Dom Perignon, or this type of thing.
Well, champagne is one thing. The Dom Perignon label is
Yes,
something else. And when you say, let's talk about with litigation. There's litigation, I'm guessing, all over Europe. Is there also litigation in the United States, or do you have?
yes. So there are three main types of litigation. We can talk about genericness, evocation, and the fact that, as you say, because there is not a universal register, uh, multiple places can have litigation. So to go back to genericness, the idea is to know if the name has become a generic word or not. The qualifying producers can try to fight to protect their product and protect their rights, but the courts could rule that because of the genericness of the word, then the appellation of origin is not protected anymore. And they can lose their awareness in the market. For example, if you take the Dijon mustard, on the market, people calling it that way are not infringing the right anymore because it became a generic word in the US, and the actual mustards that come from Dijon are not as protected, and the consumers cannot really notice the difference anymore. Sorry.
No, go ahead. And I have a couple things in mind.
Yeah. About the evocation, we can talk about the fact that some producers are trying, not using the exact same name, but they're trying to confuse consumers by using a similar bottle shape or color or style so they can sell it as a higher price. So it can create litigation. This is also considered as an infringement because of the likelihood of confusion that we try to avoid, exactly like in trademarks.
But I mean, let's say take champagne, for instance, or any geographical indicator. Who's suing for infringement?
The com-
Anyone from that region, and then who gets the damages?
so the qualifying producers that own the right to do so, they can see that they do not sell as much because some companies are trying to copy, so they can sell. And so there is something, for example, for champagne that is called the Comité Interprofessionnel du Vin de Champagne, which is the interprofessional committee of the champagne wine. And so usually it's those type of association that are going to try and sue because it's the committee that protects all the wine
All
producers
right.
in the Champagne region.
And so is this under like US trademark law? Is it under something else?
No, this one is an association that takes place in France, but they can sue in the US.
Right, under what theory? I mean, is it under trademarks or is there a special geographical appellation statute or something?
That's a very good question.
Okay. All right. It's something to look up.
Yeah.
And maybe in the future we'll have that. I'll be very honest with the audience. I've done a little bit of work in that area, but mostly on the licensing side, not on the litigation side. So, I mean, you mentioned wine. I'm guessing like cheeses. Are there any like fashion examples or um,
I would say fashion, we can take the example of leather, and the leather can come from some precise
um,
places. And so this is
right.
protected, but the main things that we have in Europe, especially in France or Italy, as you said, with yes, it's wine and cheese. We're very protective of this.
All
This is
right.
our only soft power, so we're really trying to protect it.
But I mean, another area, and I've got some clients in the area, is the tomato sauce, and where the vegetation, with the literally the region where the type of tomato comes from.
No, completely. Yeah, as we say, there is the mustard, for instance. So yeah, we're right. Usually, it's around food.
All right, everything's around food.
Yes.
Uh, yeah, I mean, as we discussed, it's I'd say more of an issue in Europe, but it's something to consider even if you're an American company. One is we need to consider what the issues and laws are in the United States, but also if you want to export, and you could run into implications. So when you're thinking about a name, uh, especially, are you going to just do United States? Are you going to export? You need to keep all these things in your mind, so you don't run into problems, because you don't want to be like putting a lot of money into a mark or a brand or even the shape of a bottle and then find out you'll be subject to a bunch of lawsuits. Do you have any final words on the subject?
I'm not on this subject, but I really wanted to thank you for the internship here. I really learned a lot, and it was a pleasure to meet you and work with you.
Well, it was a pleasure having you, and I wish you all the best in the future. I believe you're going to be going out to California and pursue your legal studies, and
That is right.
wish you all the best. To my audience, thank you for tuning in. And the next episode is going to be Salome interviewing me. I wonder what we're going to be talking about. Until next time, take care.